Hello Taurus, Taurus Rising and Taurus Moon people. This is your monthly astrological horoscope for May 2017. And a quick reminder for y'all out there, remember the monthly astrology horoscopes cover the big sweeping angles that go on throughout the background of the whole month. So it's important to keep that in mind. If you're looking for more specific, short-term flavor of the week kind of energies, you should look at the weekly horoscopes that I have every week. The first half is exclusively astrology, and then the second half is tarot, and that does cover a bit more of the specifics of the energies of each week. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with May? Well, May is a much softer month than we've seen probably all year, most certainly more so than March, and April, where it was just sort of, retrograde apocalypse. And, a lot of the energies of May are so still and so chill because a lot of constants are going on this month. We don't have a lot of big shifts, a bunch of big turns. I'd imagine this video is probably going to be shorter than most of the monthlies that I do because there's just not a whole lot of big, again, twists going on. So it's really kind of more of a break kind of month. A lot of the consistency comes from the fact that we've got Venus in Aries and Mars in Gemini the whole month long. They're not going anywhere. They're both direct. Venus has finally got her head on straight out of her shadow period, and they're both working well and healthy for you. And with Mars in your earned income sector all month, you can expect this can be a time for a lot of you Taurus people to be pulling in some extra overtime money and overtime pay. And even those of you who are looking for a new job, looking for new work, will have excellent luck in this area because you're going to be finding that more hours, more opportunity for work than you're initially asking for is going to be put on the table for you. Now, this can be a stressor, however, because Mars tends to be that double-edged sword. Sometimes, there is such a thing as too much. Now, if you are looking for that overtime, if you are looking for ways to kind of fatten up your wallet as fast as possible, take on those extra projects and all of those things, that is fabulous. That's what Mars is going to do, but be careful about burning the candle at both ends or burning yourself out. With Venus in your 12th house, this is talking about a little bit more of your past, your privacy, your hidden zone, what you keep behind the scenes, and what you also work with, I guess you could say on yourself and in your personal, in your personal life, but also your personal spiritual path, your personal psyche. And with Venus in the 12th house, a lot of you Taurus people may be finding out there are opportunities to maybe entertain some romantic opportunities with secret crushes. People who may have secret crushes on you, or maybe even people who have, you have secret crushes on. That information is going to start getting out. Now, with Venus in the 12th house as well, it's important to pay attention to where a lot of those of you who have been trying to maybe find a way to get more time, more personal time with a partner or a dating situation, get more intimate, get more depth into this outside of the humdrum every day. Venus in the 12th house says that we're going to actually be doing that, and I hate this phrase, diving deep, with our partner, because we're kind of seeing a lot more psychological, and much more mental complexes sort of unravel with them. You may be learning a lot about each other's past, a lot of each other's childhoods, getting true to the roots of the circumstances that produced who you both are today, and really kind of unraveling the mysteries around each other. And that's actually a big thing. It's important not to have our partner be a mystery. You can't fall in love with somebody you don't know. And for those of you who are, looking for somebody new, again, pay attention to what this person wants to reveal to you in the very beginning. You may actually have a chance to see a lot more depth. The other thing about Venus in the 12th house that you need to pay attention to, though, is that there can be some times where, we may accidentally see the past in the present where it is not. And so you may see habits in a new partner or in a lover that remind you of somebody in the past. Don't give them points, nor dock them points, if that is the case. That is some good advice for you there. On the 3rd of the month, we've got Mercury turning direct in your 12th house, in your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone, and a lot of you are going to be starting to, feel tempted to start sharing some secrets, some things that you've kept quiet in the first 2 weeks of the month. Whether we're sharing secret plans, secret agendas, are those ready to come out to friends, to relatives, to coworkers, to partners? And it may be time to start revealing those things. This is also a time for those of you who are trying to monetize a creative talent, or possibly even try and get a personal business or a personal artistic hobby into a situation where it could be financially lucrative for you. Mercury in the 12th house, though, does say, what have you been keeping under your hat? What have you been stowing away? What have you been, too secret squirrel with? Because it can actually talk about the secret itself, or keeping something a secret is not just actually maybe stopping us from growing, but it's also stopping other people from growing too. Sometimes in families and friendship situations and in work situations, you may not know that everyone has a similar opinion or a similar feeling on something because nobody's talking about it. And when Mercury's in our 12th house, it's on us. At least up until the 15th. On the 10th of the month, we do have a full moon in Scorpio in your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one relationships. So this doesn't always have to do with love, but it can be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, but it's also your BFF, your roommate, your business partner, and anyone you do all that close one-on-one relationship or one-on-one bonding with. And a full moon can be a bit challenging, I'm not going to lie, because it tests how well we can be there for each other, who's emotionally available to be there for one another. And there are two ways a person can and cannot be available, Sometimes a person's not available because they're not emotionally there, they're kind of numb, which is no good. Sometimes a person's not emotionally available because they're the ones who freak out, they're the ones who lose themselves in the situation and it makes them useless. There may be a challenge that comes up over this situation of how well people can handle the raising of the roof in this energy. Now, I will end this on a good note, though. When it comes to this full moon, a lot of the times we start seeing people become official. We start seeing people kind of brand and cement the tightness of their bonds when they pass that test. So there may be a lot of that going on, especially between the 10th and the 20th of the month. On the 15th, we've got Mercury moving out of Aries, out of your 12th house, and into your sign Taurus, where he will remain from the 15th all the way to the end of the month. And with Mercury in your sign, it's time to get productive. It's time to speed things up and speed up developments in all areas of your life. Remember, whenever a planet is in your sign, it gives you a wild card blessing. And so when we have Mercury in our sign, it's time to pay attention to what has been stagnating. Where do we need to play some serious catch-up, and where is that catch-up going to be easier now than it has been in at least 12 months? Are we trying to catch up on our financial situation, catch up on a physical health situation, a mental health situation? Are we trying to make up for lost time and maybe even plan some travel opportunities for ourselves? Where have we let something accidentally kind of collect dust for far too long? What have we been procrastinating? What have we been ignoring? If you've been trying to maybe catch up on money lost, if you're trying to catch up on savings, get plans ahead that way, that's great. However, with Mercury in your sign, you can actually get more than one thing done at a time. The catch-up as well can also be, where are we speeding up things with other people that are taking too long? Maybe we're not the ones, maybe we're waiting on other folks. Sometimes we do have to wait for other people to get things done so that the whole initiative can move forward. So if we've had a problem with coworkers or family members or business partners or romantic partners, kind of dragging their feet, and we kind of need that energy to start gaining some momentum and some traction so we can go ahead with this move, with this push, with this whatever. With Mercury in your sign, you will be given the resources that you need to push them along, or possibly even do it whether they're ready or not. On the 20th of the month, we've got the Sun moving into Gemini, into your 2nd house of earned income, followed very shortly that same week by a new moon in this area as well. And this is going to be giving a lot of you job hunters the perfect opportunity to jump ship from one employer to another. This is also a great time for a lot of you who have been trying to find a way to get more out of the, I guess you could say, the work that you have, the education that you have, the training that you have, And you may find yourself being offered a more prestigious opportunity at work, whether it's a new work profile or a new sort of gig that you do on top of what you already have in your designation. However, throughout the end of this month, and especially going into the first 2 weeks of June, it will gain you a level of prestige that you can leverage for, again, more compensation very soon. So that is your horoscope, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.